Okay, welcome back to the part two of hemoglobin and blood indices. Now we're going to go in depth about blood indices. Now, what exactly is this blood indices? Are we talking about the indices that we play in Snake and Ladder or using Ludo or anything? Well, no, we are not talking about that indices. We are talking about the blood indices that is MCV, MCHC, MCHCI. Okay, now what Greek and Latin did I just talk? I mean, now, blood indices are calculated values. Like you see over here, you use certain formulas. You don't sit and do it. The blood reports will later do it, and you have a generated answer given to you. But yes, well, they are calculated values that are obtained using the amount of HB concentration, the amount of total RBC count present, packed cell volume. Based on all of this, the certain values are calculated. For example, RBC and HC, like RBC and HC. Okay, sorry, HB and RBC. Using these two, they have calculated MCH. All right. So these are calculated values obtained on HB concentration, packed cell volume, total RBC count, etc. Now, blood indices are divided into four categories: MCV, MCH, MCHC, and CI. Now, what did I talk? Did I talk about certain cricket teams that are existing out there? Well, no, I know there are no such existing cricket teams, but MCV stands for mean corpuscular volume. MCHC is mean corpuscular HB, that is hemoglobin concentration. MCH stands for mean corpuscular hemoglobin. CI stands for color index. Exactly is this MCV? What are we using this MCV for? Now let's say that you have blood, you have given your blood for CBC values. Okay, now let's say that you have a blood report. In the blood report, you see something written as MCV, that is the mean corpuscular volume. Now, what are you going to understand by the mean corpuscular volume? It tells us the size of the RBC that is present. Okay. For example, let's say in your blood picture, the size of your RBC is small. So, when the size of the RBC is very small, which is a very bad news, okay, you can say that there is decreased MCV. Decreased MCV means small RBC. Small RBC means microcytic RBC is present. Now, similarly, let's say you have a big RBC, which is again abnormal. That means you have higher amount of MCV, macrocytic. Now, remember, the first blood indices we're talking about is mean corpuscular volume, right? So, mean corpuscular volume, where first thing we're going to look at the size. Whenever, let's say, we receive a Christmas gift, we will look at the size of the gift and accordingly we might get excited. So, similarly, I'm trying to link that since we're talking about MCV first, we will think about the size of the RBC. So, I'm trying to give you ways to memorize. If you have a better way, definitely go ahead with it. Now, the formula to calculate the MCV is the hematocrit percentage, that is, you can say PCV into 10 divided by the RBC in million per cubic millimeter. Basically, it's SI units or type of things. You will keep it as such, but this is the formula where you will calculate it. To remember this, the unit for MCV is femtoliters, and the normal range that you can see over here is 78 to 96 femtoliters. If the MCV values in your blood report lies within this range, you can be well assured that you are absolutely safe and fine. MCH, that is the mean corpuscular hemoglobin. This tells us how much hemoglobin. We're talking about mean corpuscular hemoglobin. So, since we're talking about hemoglobin, it is the amount of hemoglobin that is present in the RBC. Now, as the definition says, amount of hemoglobin present in the RBC, so does the formula say it. Hemoglobin divided by RBC into 10. Okay, if there is less hemoglobin that is present in the RBC, your RBC is going to look very pale. But if there is more, it's going to look dark. So if it is a pale RBC, less HB, that is less MCH, if the blood report says that there is less MCH, it is going to be microcytic and hypochromic type. But if there is more MCH, it means it is macrocytic. I know this is talking about the size more than the amount of hemoglobin that is present in the RBC, but this is one thing that I want you to link. Either ways, you have to link this to hypochromic. But the MCH values in your blood report can also indicate microcytic and macrocytic. Now, its unit is picogram. And its normal range is 27 to 33 picogram. Remember, MCV is 78 to 96, whereas MCH is 27 to 33 picogram. MCHC, that is the mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration. Now, this hemoglobin concentration shows this MCH is mainly responsible for identifying the concentration of the hemoglobin that is present in the RBC. If the amount of hemoglobin is very little or dilute, it is going to look pale. If it is looking concentrated, that means if the HB is concentrated, it is going to look obviously dark. More MCHC means it is system malfunction. That means something is terribly wrong with the system because there cannot be high MCHC. But if there is low MCHC, it is hypochromic, the pale type of HB that is present in the RBC. Okay. Told that MCHC, if it is very high, it is malfunction. Now, why does it say that? Let's say that the MCHC is above 40%. Now, what does that indicate? It says that the system is malfunctioning, or the calculation of the manual measurements is terribly wrong. Somewhere it is wrong in the calculation because any value of MCHC more than 37% is the upper limit for hemoglobin solubility. Now means more than 37% hemoglobin does not dissolve, that it cannot dilute beyond a certain limit. Now, there is a limit for each and everything that is existing in the nature. Similarly, there is a limit to the dilution of the hemoglobin concentration. That dilution or that limit is 37 percentage, beyond which hemoglobin cannot dilute anymore. It has gone beyond the limits, it has gone beyond its physiological upper limit. The normal formula to calculate MCHC is the HB concentration. So, HB concentration and the packed cell volume into 100. It is represented mainly in percentage or gram per deciliter. Either one of it is absolutely all right. And its normal range is 33 to 37 gram per deciliter, or 33 to 37 percentage. Color index shows how well the HB, that is the hemoglobin, is colored in the RBC that is present. Now let's say that the color index is less than 1, hypochromic, more than 1, hyperchromic, equal to 1, normochromic. Its normal range is 0.85 to 1.10. Now, why are there no units to this? It is nothing but the amount of HB, how well it is colored in the RBC that is present. Both of their units is percentage. So percentage and percentage will get cancelled over here and leading to a ratio like format, that is 0.85 to 1.10 being its normal range. Now this summarizes the whole hemoglobin and blood indices. Hope you understood. Best of luck for your exams and have a nice day.